My name is Arwen Emberesti Borsha.
I'm Luis Raimundo.
I'm Beatrice Herringa.
Hello, I'm Mas Christian Losarata.
Hi, I'm Juan Manuel Esimando,
And
and
Welcome
welcome
to our
to our video.
podcast.
Today, in our podcast, we will talk about our tips and our personal experiences about on how to survive a pandemic. And giving us an introduction would be Arwen.
Okay, so the COVID is a virus, a coronavirus, which to be originated in infected animals. It it first like was like introduced in China. It was identified in China in the year of 2019, late 2019, I think in December, and it like spread everywhere slowly throughout the years. And in the Philippines, it reached the Philippines in 2020, the year after it, it first was discovered. And it's very infectious. It like can it you can infect other people quickly if you're not careful enough. If you don't keep yourself keep yourselves distant and clean. It comes in it, when people get infected, it goes differently for everyone. But the most common symptoms you get is includes coughing, fevers, tiredness or weakness in your body, and the loss of your senses, mostly taste and smell. Right.
All right, thanks for that. Now we have Louis for our personal experiences.
Yeah. A personal experience I had was in 2021 when half of my family members got COVID, except for only a few of us, since there were more people infected than not. I was instructed to stay in my room and only leave when I had to, like going to the bathroom. I also had to wear masks indoors for extra safety, I guess. And for a few weeks, it stayed like that until my family members who were tested positive got better, fortunately. Although the process was scary and lonely and really just weird because it was a very, very new experience for everyone, really. And at the time, we relied a lot on video call to check on each other. And even after that, we were still pretty weary of each other and didn't touch each other for a while, even after weeks. But I'm really just thankful that my family members got better, a lot better. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share something?
Uh, Actually, same. I've also experienced the effects of COVID-19 a few months ago. Luckily, I was fully vaccinated at the time, but I could still feel some of its main effects, like not being able to smell and taste things, which was a hassle. And I was placed under isolation inside my room. I couldn't go out for like 2 days because for 2 days I had fever along with COVID. And then after that, I recovered from the fever, but I still had COVID. I still tested positive for COVID. For roughly a week, I stayed in my room. I couldn't go out really. But after a week, when I tested negative, I I can't say if it's the effect of the vaccine, but I felt a little better. I immediately regained my sense of taste and my sense of smell, which was a good thing. And yeah, it's basically my experience with COVID.
I didn't get COVID, but I get the feeling.
My it doesn't never happened to me, but it happened to my cousin. A cousin that I really looked up to, since we were both artists, and I really admired her work. She got COVID, and it was really rough to hear, since we don't really live in the same nearby, and it was like when people had to go and stay in their houses, and so we couldn't visit, and like and like uh, she she I think I'm not sure, but like she was like she had a baby, and like there's a lot of people that live in their house, so I was really nervous for them. But thankfully, she got better, and they stayed safe as they could, and just so they wouldn't get infected either. And she got better, and it was like very much of a relief, since I heard that she was really struggling with it. She was scared for her life, and it was sad. But I'm relieved.
What I experienced during the pandemic, especially during the lockdown, only the head of the family is allowed to go outside to buy necessities like grocery and important stuff. So I was always at home. But the good thing is I have the opportunity to spend time with my family. We watch movies together, play board games, play with my little sister, and learn to do household chores. I really enjoyed the quality time together with my family.
Ayun, so for my experience naman, it was ano, early this year, January. It was weeks after I had my surgery. That's why my family was ano, they were really very scared kasi it's like less than 2 weeks pa lang after I got out of the hospital. Yun, I catched COVID na. So ayun, at that time I was asymptomatic. Like I wasn't feeling anything like sore throat like that, and wala even ano fever. I don't have fever. It's just when my family decided to have like the RT-PCR test so that we're sure, and dun namin nalaman that we had COVID. Like it was very ano out of nowhere because we're not feeling anything naman. So ayun, that's it.
Yeah, a family member of mine had the like kind of the same.
All right, so everybody was able to share their experiences with COVID. All right, so we have Bea to introduce us on life adjustments and dangers in this pandemic.
So before the pandemic, I would say na I'm a very um extroverted person. Like I like socializing with people. I like in school we have this like in every school naman I think we have like those special is that like those joining contests like that, like joining the extracurricular activities and all. I like joining those. Basically, I like meeting new people before. But after the pandemic, like everything changed for me. Like I don't like socializing with people. I don't like talking to new people. Kasi I mean because in just the span of the 2 years, I immediately got used to the company of being by myself, like, and also not being able to also not being able to be with other people because I don't know, I feel like it had parang out of nowhere. I was shocked with everything. Kumbaga, I wasn't prepared. I mean, I think all of us naman, like we weren't prepared for like when the pandemic came. So yeah, it's a very big. I would say na I had like pretty big adjustments because example for that was 2 weeks before. I mean when the pandemic came, 2 weeks pa lang, I was very ano na agad. I wanted to get out of the house agad. Like I want to socialize with people na agad, even if it's not allowed. I, like even if stepping out of the gate in our house, in our village, it wasn't allowed. They were very strict. That's why I keep on telling myself na I should stay still sa house because always keep in mind na danger is like it's everywhere. Kumbaga, even like we don't yun nga, in my experience, the experience that I shared, like we didn't know that we had COVID pala kasi it's not I mean it's not ano the symptoms weren't visible, like we couldn't really tell if we have the COVID or not. Like it's it's very, I don't know, ayun. So I I mean we weren't allowed, diba? We weren't allowed to go out, like teenagers weren't allowed to go out months before they after they declared the pandemic because we still don't have the vaccine, and teenagers or like toddlers were more prone on getting the virus because like our immune system is weaker than the like the the our parents. There's our their immune system are more stronger than ours. That's why yun. Yeah. It's basically for my sharing.
Same to Bea. The biggest adjustment I did was being at home for a long time because my family and I love outdoors. We like to go to the beach and nearby provinces for a quick getaway or staycation because of the pandemic it stopped.
Actually, I have a very relatable experience uh with with you guys because in my old school, nung face to face, we had lots of activities. That's why when the pandemic hit, we were like we were all shocked and we were like, oh, we're just gonna come back in 2 weeks. But apparently we didn't come. 2 weeks became what, 2 years of waiting, of 2 years of being inside our home until now, where there's already face to face classes in other schools. But aside from that, when the pandemic hit, my family members were already aware of the dangers, like how the virus is airborne and can easily spread. In addition, we had major adjustments upon learning the news that COVID had reached our country, especially when we learned that COVID had reached our hometown of here in Bicol. That's why we really had big adjustments, and we already knew the dangers of it. Kaya yun, we had some kind of adjustment, big adjustment, something that we've never done before. Yun.
Yeah, I agree. Until now, we are not yet out of danger because there are still cases of COVID-19 here in the Philippines. So my parents decided to enroll me on Apex Smart Class. This way I would be safe while studying at home.
For me, I've, I've for like some people, there are some people who don't mind the indoor thing because people like me, we there are some people who would prefer to stay indoors. Actually, I was very relieved when I learned that we are supposed to be indoors for a while, and like we couldn't go to school because I'm yeah, outdoors aren't my thing that much. Even though I do love social interaction and being with my friends, I just prefer to stay home. But slowly, the realization settled in on how dangerous things can be outside. I'm I thought it would be just like a thing that will pass, but then I realized it wasn't the case. And it makes me even more relieved because like I know that my family will be safe if we stay in here. But whenever that we need to go out and get groceries and stuff, it always scared me. I was like constantly reminding them to like wear masks, stay away from people, and it made me paranoid and even afraid to go outside. I couldn't go outside for a while. And like slowly as things began to as vaccines began to get handed out, that paranoia slowly settled down. But it really affected my mentality stuff.
I relate a lot more on what Arwen said because I'm not a very social person. But like over time, when the pandemic started, it just got worse. Really, I forgot to do a lot of stuff, and yeah, I think it'll take a lot for me to adjust when I actually go to face because I've gotten used to this setting, so I feel like that would be a bit weird.
Right, yeah. We thought it was gonna only be a 2 week vacation, but turns out it's not. Just turned out to be 2 years. With that being said, we have Miles to introduce us into our tips and tricks on how we can survive or how we survived the pandemic. Since we're all still here, so we technically survived, right? All right, take it away.
Now, we proceed to the main topic of our vodcast, the tips and tricks on how to survive a pandemic. What can you suggest or say that we do in times of pandemic? Keeping your body healthy is one of the best ways to survive a pandemic. Eating a balanced diet is an important part of maintaining good health. This means eating foods in the right proportion so you could achieve and maintain a healthy body weight. It would contain 40% vegetables and fruits, 25% food rich in fiber like beans, whole grain, and bread, 25% of protein such as meat, fish, beans, or egg, 10% of unsaturated fats, and about 6 to 8 glasses of water.
That was a good one. Furthermore, I would like to add the fact that wearing a mask is extremely important. It is an extremely important factor to surviving a pandemic. Wearing a mask can help not just you, but also other people that you come in contact with. By not wearing a mask, logically speaking, you can contract the contract the virus faster. I understand that wearing a mask might not be for everyone because of some breathing problems, but if you fall in the category of someone who doesn't want to wear a mask, the best you can do is follow rules in sanitation. Proper sanitation is very important. When you come home from going out, make sure to take a bath, uh, clean your shoes if possible, and wash your clothes because you never know who you've come in contact with, even though it's a close friend or a family member. Especially now that we can have family gatherings, it's still important to be aware of the fact that the virus is still out there and we can still contract it. That being said, wear a mask. Wearing a mask uh, can prevent the virus from spreading, and also applying proper sanitation. Thank you.
Besides wearing masks and like keeping yourself healthy physically, you should also like remember to take it easy on yourself mentally. It's like you should. It's very troubling times, dangerous times, but you should keep calm while you should remain cautious you should keep positive and remember that things will slowly begin to be okay, but it won't. Uh, you should remind yourself that it won't be okay unless should, you move forward and do your best at keeping yourself and others safe. Uh, like while there are rules and guidelines people give us, you can sometimes find yourself having a hard time to follow them because out of like laziness or like what do you call that word? Uh, unmotivate, with the lack of motivation, you should just remember that there are a lot of people who are on the line, and you should keep on going. It will get better. Uh, this if you're and sometimes people can like to go a little. Your mind can spiral sometimes when they're with all of this crazy stuff happening. You should, like I said, calm yourself. Find something to distract you. Uh, besides maybe watch a movie, play your video games, like do your hobbies and stuff to keep a calm mind. So yeah.
I agree with that. Because a lot has happened, but I think it is very important to stay and be resilient, especially in a pandemic.
Do you have anything to add?
I guess everyone's good. Is everyone good? Everyone, you know, has everyone's cleared their mind, so to say, about this topic. If not, we can still we have a free flow after this, which
If I
might.
may add,
All right, what's up?
keep yourself clean at all times. Always take a bath every day so that germs and bacteria would be washed away. Always wash your hands 20 to 30 seconds with soap and water because viruses spread due to dirty and contaminated hands. Take care of your mental health also because it is normal to feel scared as you watch the news and learn more about the pandemic. Exercise regularly for an hour or two to relieve stress and boredom. Get vaccinated is an effective way to protect yourself by creating an antibody response to the virus. So you could prevent being seriously ill, being hospitalized, and even dying.
I have to agree with that actually. A lot of people don't like getting vaccinated, but it's what we have to do in order to survive. Anyway, with that being said, I therefore conclude our video cast. We talked about a lot of things. We gave a lot of great we gave out some solid information on how we could survive this pandemic. I'm sure every one of you, has their own game plan on surviving because, we're all still here, which is a good thing. So, with that being said, we now have our free fall. Speak your mind, whatever you want to say, or whatever you want to add. We we got we got our free flow to do that, which is right now, actually. Go ahead.
You know, 6.6 million people around the world have died so far from COVID 19 as of November 23, 2022. Therefore, the threat and danger of COVID 19 is still happening. We should not ignore the minimum health protocols set by the government by washing our hands and wearing a face mask, especially in public places, get vaccinated, and boost our immune system by eating and living healthy. This is a great time for us to begin a healthier way of life.
Yeah, I have to agree. You know, a lot of a lot of factors helped me go through this pandemic by working out a lot. Also, physically working out helped me, kill boredom. And but mentally, that's another subject. You can't just be strong physically, you also have to be strong mentally. And especially in a time with many restrictions, I believe that mental health is an important factor that can help us go through this, knowing that almost everyone, I can't assume for everyone, but I think almost everyone has something going on in their life, because it it hasn't been the same ever since we've been going on for 2 years, 2 years of this pandemic, which has been there's been many mixed reactions. But now, I see that we're opening up now our economies. We have bigger problems aside from the pandemic. So, but that's but that does not mean that we should we should let go of the fact that there's still a virus out there. We may open up, but there's still you still have to be careful. Still have to be aware of things. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just want to add. I remember before the pandemic, we already had to wear masks, at least for me, because at that time a volcanic eruption happened. So yeah, we had to wear masks so we wouldn't inhale the ashes everywhere. So I think that kind of helped me transition a bit on wearing masks, really.
I remember that happening. It I it was honestly these past 2 years have been a wild ride. COVID is honestly insane. It changed so much of our lives. Like some people, even like me, I skipped a grade just to collect my thoughts and because it was struggling to find a way to continue school for a while. I had to stop a year. It changed our lives in very many ways. People lose their jobs. People had to find other ways to make money to continue their education and stuff. And the internet, the reactions on the internet, I've seen people sharing their stories, talking about COVID. There are a lot of the spread of misinformation, and it's hard to tell what's happening anymore. But uh, people, we should try our best to find and spread the correct information and keep ourselves. We help keep each other afloat in these tough times and help remind each other that it's still going on and help find ways to overcome the challenges that we have. It's yeah, it's been a wild few years. Looking for the better, for the worse. Change, just change. Yeah, basically, it's gonna take a lot of changes.
Anything else would you like to say?
For me, I'll be adding something to the question how to survive the pandemic. For me, one of the most important thing that really helped me is having an open mindset, especially to the rules that is being given to us by the government. Like there are a lot of people who doesn't follow the rules because they think that they know what's better for them and all of that. And I mean me, I'm aminado since I'm the type of person who doesn't like being I don't like when people tell me on what I should do. Like that's why it also really helped me kasi by the rules that is given to us by the government, it can really help us. I mean, there are people nga who isn't like it's not easy for them to follow the rules because I don't know. But for me, the rules, what do you call this? The restrictions are important because it can help us can help us to prepare on what isn't expected. Like it's better to be aware than, you know, experiencing an a very to call this a very unexpected thing. It's better now we already had the heads up. So yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to move uh out of topic, pero as you can see, I was shining like a star because the sun was literally on me. But I would love to add, before the pandemic in my old school, we had this thing going on, which was like a sporting event for like all of the schools that that were associated with my school before would get together in one location. Specifically, particularly that year, we were supposed to go to Manila to participate in what we call the jam meet for like Ateneo schools. It got canceled. We were all sad about it, but the important thing is that we remained safe and nothing happened to the participants. But it was a bummer. But at the end of the day, the important thing is to stay safe and follow protocols. That's all I have to add.
If I may add, during the pandemic, our family got closer to God. We attended Zoom meetings, prayer meetings, and talked with the brothers and sisters of the church. I can say that the pandemic have caused us to repent and ask mercy from the Lord.
Well, sometimes like people have like I said earlier, some people lose their jobs or like lose their education. There are during this pandemic there are some the things that people receive from it. They staying indoors. Some people get like the chance to focus, but get distracted, like studies and do the things they really like love to do. Like there are some people who manage to practice their writing or their art skills, practice their cooking skills. Because of the pandemic, some people are required to cook while they because and find like recipes. They get the initiative to like yeah cook to like survive and keep their stomach full because like some people go out to eat food. Uh, yeah, so yeah, they also gain a lot of new skills. Some people find new hobbies that they like during the pandemic since they get bored and there's nothing really to do. And it's interesting. It's really a lot of good things and bad things come from it. And like some of the good things are the talents that we experience and like evolve with all of the free time and like the time that we have now.
I guess that's everything, for all of us. This thing has been really hard, but through and through, we're strong. We were all strong physically and mentally. So we got this in the bag, so to speak. If that's everything, no one else would like to add to the free flow. Am I right? No one else would like to add. We're all good. All right. So there you have it. Basically, that's our that's a wrap for our video cast. Thank you everyone for coming in, participating, and with that being said, uh, I would like to end this by saying thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you for sharing your ideas about how to survive a pandemic. Stay safe, everyone. God bless us
Stay
all.
safe. Bye
Stay
bye.
safe.
Me
Stay safe.
too.
Come by our
Safe,
house.
yeah.